In order to capitalize on the cash crops of their plantations, owners used slave labor in order to maximize profits and decrease expenses. Slaves were treated as less than animals and cramped into tiny ships. After they arrived in the U.S., their lives were not much better.
That's our mother and papa. I'm sick doing this. I want a slave. Well, what's a slave?
A slave is someone who is forced to work against their will and is considered property.
My damn neighbors have a slave. But where on earth do you get a slave?
Slaves were sold at marketplaces on auction. Facts were listed about each one, and rich plantation owners placed their bids.
Going off to buy me a slave. Bye, honey. Bye. Bye, Daddy. Bye. Make sure you get a nice big one. I'll try. Might be big. Oh, girl. That's what I got, guys.
Daddy, go away! When you go to work?
Right now.
Yeah, you get your ass to work. Faster! Don't be taking no time.
That's my brother.
Come with me, I'll take you to the north of freedom.
Get back here.
Slaves were punished for a multitude of reasons, be it not working fast enough, talking back to an overseer, and literally for anything else their owners could think of. Penalty usually came by whip. However, many owners found creative and torturous ways to punish their slaves. One slave wrote in his autobiography that his owner would pound nails into the sides of barrels and then roll slaves down a hill in them. For runaway slaves, however, and for many other offenses, their fate was usually death. Slaves had a multitude of jobs. Ones that had been skilled farmers in their homelands were given the primary task of cultivating cotton or tobacco, an important cash crop of the South. During planting or harvesting times, however, all slaves were required to work in the field. Women generally were field hands, though some worked in the house weaving, sewing, performing household tasks, and taking care of children. Some also learned trades as apprentices from white men and were loaned out to plantations when needed.
Slavery. How could they do this? My friends, my family, all forced to work long, hard hours. Little food, unclean conditions, and that tiny cabin. Oh, thank God for those abolitionists. They saved me. I will get revenge. Work faster. I like to see you work as hard as me. I'll get you. Oh God, can't believe that happened to me. And then killing my family for escaping. Oh God.
Many slaves would rather have died than existed as they did. It was very common for slaves to refuse to eat, throw themselves overboard from the slave ships, and even end their own children's lives so they didn't have to suffer the same fate. Slaves had no rights and were seen as less than humans, animals, and usually lived in conditions not even a dog would enjoy. However, as you've seen, there are some that wanted to change this for them. Abolitionists eventually won the battle, and the Emancipation Proclamation liberated slaves in 1863 during the Civil War.